once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the Big Ten championship game. Oh my gosh, against the Michigan Wolverines.
Say we're the best. It's so strong right here, right now. Let's go. Win a game on 3, 1, 2, 3.
I think we've been waiting a long time for the team to return to where it's expected.
He dives. He's there. Touchdown. Michigan. The Wolverines are going to go to Indianapolis.
I think it's really big for this team, for this program, for Coach Harbaugh.
1, 2. You know what to do.
I wouldn't overlook us. We show up, it's a slugfest.
We're going to be doubted by everyone. No one's going to really believe in us. They're going to be like, Iowa. Why Iowa?
This is what you've been playing for all year. It's what you've been dreaming of since you were a kid.
All that you've worked for, everything your coaches have talked about this year, it's all on the table.
Oh, better than us.
We're going to go out and do our thing and do our job. You know, we're going to have fun with it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I'm excited.
What kind of speed is that? He put it in the books.
This is the Big Ten championship.
The 2021 Big Ten Championship game is presented by Discover. Welcome to downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, Lucas Oil Stadium, the house that Peyton built. And we are ready for the Big Ten Championship as number 2, Michigan takes on the 13th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Hi everybody, I'm Gus Johnson along with my quarterback Joel Klatt, and welcome to Naptown, folks. The Michigan Wolverines here in the Big Ten Championship are coming off a program-defining win last week when they made the Ohio State Buckeyes take their shoes off in the big house. So, they're one win away from the big game, the college football playoff, but they're going to take on an Iowa team that's been scrappy all season, an Iowa team that's found a way to win, and an Iowa team that's playing for a trip to the Rose Bowl.
Gus, I think that the biggest question of the night is how does Michigan respond after such an emotional win a week ago against Ohio State? It's the mountain that they had to climb. How do they stay there? Well, it's up to your leaders, your best players, your seniors. Aiden Hutchinson, 3 sacks last week. He's got to be great again tonight against Iowa to shut down that Hawkeye offense. He's been terrific. And Hassan Haskins, I tell you what, folks, that second half was something to watch. It's Hassan Haskins. They didn't have to throw the ball at all in the last series in order to bury Ohio State and get to this game. It's going to be more of the same. Run game for Michigan is the recipe.
Iowa, 10-2. They found ways to win, and one thing for sure, that defense, they will take it from you.
That's right. They'll steal it. The takeaways have been the story of the year for the Iowa defense. And this is a defense that has 22 interceptions, tips, overthrows. They will capitalize and take that ball away and set up their offense. And Tyler Goodson, their best player on offense, their 1,000-yard rusher. They'll throw it to him. They'll hand it to him. If he can get it going tonight and they take it away, then they will end up being Big Ten champions.
Coming up after the break, a special performance of our national anthem by the marching bands from Michigan and Iowa. Welcome back to the 2021 Big Ten Championship game. Right now, let's go to public address announcer Mike Jansen.
We ask that you please rise for a moment of silence as we honor the lives that were lost in the Oxford High School tragedy in Michigan this week. Thank you. Fans, please remain standing as we honor America and our armed forces around the world with the playing of our national anthem. The marching bands from Iowa and Michigan proudly combined in the spirit of sportsmanship and musical friendship. And now please welcome the director of Iowa's marching band, Eric Bush, as he leads 600 Big Ten musicians in the playing of our national anthem.
coming up after the break. It's time to get the Big Ten West and East champions onto the field. Team introductions when we come back.
Rated T.
Welcome back to the 2021 Big Ten Championship game. Time now to introduce today's Big Ten East and West champions. The Iowa Hawkeyes return to the Big Ten Championship for the first time since 2015. Seeking their first outright conference title in nearly 4 decades. With 6 straight wins against ranked opponents, these Hawks have proven their championship mettle. Now introducing Iowa, former Hawkeye defensive lineman and current WWE champion, Big E.
The Iowa Hawkeyes, winners of the Big Ten West. This team is tough and gritty, with a ferocious defense. A versatile offense that will beat you on the ground and through the air. We've collected hardware from our foes along the way.
Celebrate you, Hawkeyes.
But now, we need that Big Ten championship trophy to come home to Iowa. It's time.
See you later. Touchdown, Iowa.
Running it open space. It's time to fight for Iowa. Go Hawks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Big Ten West champion Iowa Hawkeyes, the number 13 ranked team in the country. After knocking off rival Ohio State last Saturday, the Michigan Wolverines are playing in their first ever Big Ten championship game. Tonight, Big Blue looks for its first outright conference title since 2003 and a berth in the college football playoffs. Here to introduce the Wolverines is Hall of Famer Charles Woodson.
It's time to make way for the champions of the East. Fueled by valiant offense. And the defense that bows down to no one.
Hey, Hutchinson, this kid is unreal. This guy is a game wrecker.
These Wolverines were built to prove doubters wrong.
Michigan defeats Ohio State.
And they're not done yet. Yeah, it's taken a while for us to get here. But the Maize and Blue are meant for this stage. Meant for this moment.
Michigan! Power football.
This is our time.
Fires! Touchdown!
Hail to the victors. The Michigan Wolverines. Go Blue.
Please welcome the winningest program in college football history, the Big Ten East champions and the number 2 team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. Time now to go downstairs to the 3rd member of our team on the sideline, the All-American girl, Jenny Taft.
Well, Michigan players described last week's win as a dream, manifested and celebrated like a movie. But as we all know from Michigan football, this movie is far from over. When we caught up with Coach Harbaugh earlier this week, he told us that he compared their win over the Buckeyes to the 9 obviously took down the Soviets, but still had to beat Finland to go on and win gold. Now, we all know this by now. Michigan football has been out to prove everyone wrong this year. Driven by the disappointing 2020, they are not done. But make no mistake, Iowa deserves to be here. Fifth-year senior Jack Kerner told me we are not here to be spectators. Underdogs, no problem for Iowa. Coach Farron says that is our DNA. And Gus, let me promise you this. Iowa would love nothing more than to spoil that final scene that has been in the works for Michigan football all season long.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. Now let's go to public address announcer Mike Jansen. Fans, please direct your attention to midfield for tonight's special coin toss. We are honored to have the family and coaches of Tate Meir join us for tonight's game. Please join us in welcoming Tate's brothers Trent and Ty, his parents Buck and Sherry, and his coaches Zach Line and Ross Wingard. We hope that you'll join us in sharing our continued thoughts and prayers with the Meir family and all those impacted by the Oxford High School tragedy earlier this week. And now to referee Mike Cannon for the coin toss.
Captains, welcome to tonight's game. Congratulations on making it to the Big Ten Championship game. Michigan, you're the visiting team. You'll call the flip. The helmets are heads. That's a tail. What is your call?
Tail.
He calls tails. I'll let it land on the ground. Tails is the call. It's heads. Iowa, you win the toss. You want to defer to the second half. Iowa wins the toss. Defers to the second half. Do I receive? Yes. Okay, where would you like to kick from? So swing around if you would. Michigan, swing over here, please. Start the game. Michigan will receive.
Time now for Progressive Game Countdown. We'll have the kickoff of the 2021 Big Ten Championship game on the other side of the break. The 2021 Big Ten Championship game is presented by Discover. Welcome back to Naptown, folks. We are ready to get this one going. Michigan and Iowa for all the marbles in the Big Ten Conference. Jim Harbaugh, 7th season as the Michigan head coach. He was a hero when he played for the Wolverines, played in this city in Indianapolis, Indiana for the Colts. And he goes against his former coach in Baltimore, Kirk Ferentz, the longest tenured coach in the Big Ten, 23rd season as the Iowa head man. In a series that dates back to 1900, a meeting held in Detroit. The Wolverines lead it, but the Hawkeyes have won 5 of the last 7. Last time they met, 2019 in Ann Arbor. Michigan beat the number 14 ranked Hawkeyes 10-3 in a rock fest. Shudak sends it away. A.J. Henning, the deep man, into the end zone for a touchback. So Michigan on offense, that brings on Cade McNamara.
Cade has to avoid the turnovers. It really comes down to that. Because this Iowa defense feasts on tips and overthrows, and Cade McNamara has played so efficient all year long. Only 3 interceptions. He was terrific last week against Ohio State. Threw 1 interception, bounced back immediately. He has been unflappable this year. Can't wait to see how he plays in this huge environment here in Indianapolis.